Raging fires are swallowing Spain and France.
It was really, really fast and burned everything. There is literally nothing left.
In France, it's been described as the worst disaster since World War II. Gigantic blazes have already wiped out huge amounts of land, tens of thousands of acres burnt, driven more than 360,000 people from their homes and obliterated hundreds of houses to ash. And for crews on the ground, it's a race against time before another heatwave threatens an inferno.
The fire is big. It's like David against Goliath.
This is Europe on fire.
Hellish scenes in Spain where wildfires burn out of control. In France, one mega blaze is just 15 miles from the centre of the city of Bordeaux.
Weeks of 40-degree temperatures with bone-dry woodland have primed Europe for an explosive fire season, prompting thousands to flee their homes to find safety.
We keep thinking about our homes, wondering what we'll find when we return. Will our house even still be there?
Maps showing multiple hotspots flaring across Gironde as a crisis beginning to take shape. Already 7,600 acres have been scorched, whole stretches of forest burning in a single sweep. And the fire is growing.
Hundreds of people in southwest France have been evacuated by boat to escape a fast-moving wildfire. The authorities have ordered everyone to leave the Cap Ferret Peninsula on the Atlantic coast.
A new day brings more evacuations in France, including the entirety of the Cap Ferret Peninsula on the southwest coast.
Yesterday we were just returning from a few hours at the pool when I sort of felt on my arms and thought, what is going on? Is someone having a barbecue or a fire? And then looked up and it was a sort of apocalyptic scene.
French officials describe it as an XXL blaze, with 40,000 people now evacuated. And while France is battling its wildfires, Spain has declared a national emergency as fires there burn out of control near Madrid. The president of the area calls it the worst fire in the history of the region. By the afternoon, more than 200,000 people across France and Spain have been forced to leave their homes behind.
We were terrified, and honestly, we refused to evacuate. As a former firefighter, I told myself that while I might not be able to save the neighbourhood all on my own, I wanted to do something. Firstly, for the people here, like the elderly and the women living alone who had left.
Police Scotland has declared a major incident as emergency crews tackle a wildfire in the Cairngorms National Park. An advisory order to evacuate the village of Nethybridge has now been changed to compulsory. Scottish Fire and Rescue have been fighting the fire for the last 10 days.
At the weekend, the UK is now also feeling the heat. In the Cairngorms, it's the same pattern seen across Europe. Tinder dry ground mixed with relentless heat, creating the perfect storm of conditions. The impact is much more contained, but still felt by locals.
A lot of us have been really concerned that the fire will reach the forest. We're used to fires, but this one seems particularly raw after last year's mega fire.
We're all concerned for our lives, we're concerned for our loved ones, we're concerned for our neighbours. Our neighbours are almost like family because we're such a small community.
Back in mainland Europe, the fires are creeping closer to the major cities of Bordeaux and Madrid, with locals and tourists watching smoke gather on the skylines.
yesterday morning, we were down at the beach and you could see the smoke, a huge sort of dark plume of smoke billowing out to sea. A huge black cloud came over. It kind of blackened out the whole sky.
I put in earplugs and I went to sleep. And apparently during the night, while I had in my earplugs, they evacuated the city. And when they came to my home, which I'm sure that they did, I didn't hear them. It is scary. And the thing is that the main roads are on fire. So I can't leave the city. All around me are thousands and thousands of acres of pine trees, and they're all on fire.
Unprecedented resources are deployed to calm the flames, a sign of just how quickly this crisis is escalating.
Emergency crews in France and Spain have spent the night battling major wildfires with hundreds of thousands of people affected.
For some, it's now been days since they had to flee their home. The number of evacuees across Spain and France reaches 300,000.
I simply left with the clothes on my back. I locked the door, took my cat with me, and now we're here. I never imagined I'd go through what I'm going through.
It's very scary because we don't know when we'll be able to return home, or even whether we'll be able to return at all, or what condition we'll find it in.
A large wildfire is now tearing through Italy's Gargano Peninsula, adding yet another front to Europe's growing crisis. The extreme conditions on the ground are now feeding directly into the weather above.
When a large wildfire burns, as we're currently seeing in areas of France and Spain, they release a huge amount of heat. The hot air above the fire rises, taking smoke and ash with it, and the water vapour in the air cools and condenses into a cloud. It's become a fire-generated thunderstorm. Pyrocumulonimbus clouds can even generate their own weather. If they're powerful enough, they can produce hail, rain, and winds to fan the flames, and even lightning that could spark further fires.
French President Emmanuel Macron will chair a crisis cabinet meeting today as firefighters continue to battle devastating wildfires in southwestern France.
The fire continues to spread, now just 9 miles from Bordeaux, a city with a population of nearly 850,000.
I'm to the west of the city of Bordeaux, near a village called Le Temple, and as you may be able to see in front of me, the fires are raging in this rural area, flames occasionally leaping into the air. You may be able to see them several feet into the air, thick black smoke rising as well, sticking in the back of your throat as I'm talking to you here. The situation in this part of France is pretty serious. An area the size of the Isle of Wight has been burnt, but there's a fear things could worsen again. We're expecting temperatures again to reach the early 40s degrees Celsius over the coming days. No rain forecast whatsoever.
Across Gironde, at least 240 houses have been destroyed.
It's the second time actually that we've experienced this, because there were actually fires in 2022 in the same area, which were coming down towards Biscarrosse-Plage. It's terrifying. We're lucky at the moment because we are in a safe zone.
I have decided with my partner I'm going to take the kids and move further north, out of reach of the smoke and the polluted air, or as far as we can. We're lucky enough to have somewhere where we can go.
The situation today is the most severe we have ever seen, the most severe since the Second World War.
Meanwhile, in Spain, teams have been working tirelessly overnight to tame the flames. But further east, a new fire breaks out in Valencia.
There's no let-up in the wildfires raging across parts of Spain and France, with another heatwave now threatening to hamper firefighting efforts and destroy more homes.
By Tuesday, the scale of destruction becomes clearer. Drone images show entire stretches of forest burned through, with fire fronts running for kilometres across France and Spain.
The fire is big. It's like David against Goliath.
Last Tuesday, 1 week ago, the fire started. In 15 minutes, the wind changed and the fire went into our place. And in 15 minutes, we had to run away, and we had 10 horses, some dogs, a donkey, and we had my little brother who is 5 years old, and we had in a few minutes to move everything.
But the immediate concern now is the weather. Forecasters say a second heatwave is building over southern Europe, set to push temperatures even higher in the days ahead.
10 kilometres west of Bordeaux, towards the fire, where the smoke is starting to get thicker, you can feel it on your eyes, you can see teams pulling down trees in this dense woodland. This is a defensive measure. They are trying to prevent the fire from progressing here, across this road, towards this woodland. So the hope is in what it's called a fire break, ripping down these trees, it limits the fire's ability to spread further. But the area we are talking about is vast, and as the temperatures start to rise and you can feel the heat, the concern is that there are going to be outbreaks once more.
For exhausted firefighters, it means the ground will dry even further, and any small spark could become another major blaze.
Just how difficult is it to put them out? Because it's such a big area.
Yes, and it's dangerous, especially dangerous with the wind who changed.
It's a huge mobilization, there's hundreds of people that have come from everywhere in France.
Where I work is 1 kilometer away from the fire. I have a friend like Gabriel. He called me earlier and he told me, okay, we take 1 ton of water and we go help.
Estamos cambiando las tornas.
We're turning the tide so we can start to see the light at the end of the tunnel and the fight against these fires, all while remaining cautious.
Con todas las precauciones.
A new heat wave in Europe risks wildfires spreading in France and Spain. Temperatures could top 40 degrees.
The fire has now blazed for days, with an area 4 times the size of Paris burned outside Bordeaux, and it's now Spain's largest wildfire on record.
What we're looking at is called noyer. It literally means drowning, and what fire crews are looking to do is moisten the soil, the vegetation, the tree trunks as much as possible. They are trying to prevent flare-ups where the fire could just reignite. There are around 17 reported in this area yesterday, and with temperatures expected to peak at around 40 degrees Celsius, there is an eagerness to prevent them further. You can see just how many fire crews there are here. They come from other French cities like Marseille and Lyon, and there is a detectable sense of urgency, because while these fires are going to take a long time to go out, which is going to get out of the way of traffic, they are very keen to try and keep things as controlled as possible, so just maybe the thousands of people evacuated could get back to their homes.
For many of those who do get to go home, what awaits them is uncertain.
I saw all the smoke from the fire and thought I was going to lose my house. But then the firefighters arrived. I was incredibly lucky because the fire was right at my doorstep.
Miraculously, I suppose it must have been my grandfather, my father, watching over us from heaven, who made sure the fire came in here and stopped right there. So the house is a bit singed, but for now it's fine. It really is a miracle.
The exceptional scale of the fires, fueled by the intense heat waves that left forests dry, is driving calls for more action against climate change.
The effect of climate change in what is happening today in Europe is very strong. It's impossible to deny it or to hide it. It's not the only thing that is happening. So this is not just about climate change. It's an emergency across scales and stakeholders. But climate change and this intense, continuous number of heat waves that we are suffering is making the forest and the vegetation a level of dryness that is very unusual.
It was like mostly sadness, like seeing like the region I've been born and raised into basically go up into flames. And I mean, we've known for a long time that you have fires. It happens like almost every 2 years, something like that, but something that big.
A major incident has been declared with a large fire continuing to burn at Dunwich on the Suffolk coast. Holiday parks, campsites and caravan parks in the area have all been evacuated by Suffolk police.
Whilst France and Spain have been wrestling to control these wildfires, another breaks out in the UK, this time in Suffolk.
By the end, I mean, when I was running around that last bit, knocking on people's doors, the smoke was so thick I could only see about 5 feet in front of me. I had my torch out, so I was just, by that point I was just telling everyone to just get out, really.
At 11:30 there was a bang on the door and we were told to leave, no time to pick up anything, just get out straight away.
And now Greece is being hit too, with new fires breaking out across Crete as strong winds push flames towards towns and holiday resorts.
It was frightening, yes. We could see the flames in the hills above the village. And the police and the firefighters were just telling everybody to leave straight away.
But we are thankful that we are safe now.
You know, I'm just happy that we are still here.
As Europe assesses the damage, these wildfires raise a difficult truth. The continent is facing a new reality, shaped by a changing climate.